I have brain damage too. It's amazing how that works out. Juanita, why don't you just take this?
Juanita is a super fan.
Yeah.
And she
super
also works
fan.
for the radio station.
Yes, I do.
Is a very talented interviewer, so by all means.
Oh, am I? Yeah.
You are indeed. so proceed, young lady.
Thank you, Fred.
She brought you gifts, from what I've heard.
Cool.
I did. Yeah. Let me
What
give
did you
that
bring
first.
him?
Here. You probably already have one, but I thought you might like it.
Oh, wow. That's
because
really
you're
great.
obviously in the space program.
Yes, he is.
I am into the space program.
You always want to be an astronaut?
I actually
It's a
would
NASA
have.
t-shirt
I would have
for-
loved to have, but science and
Rock?
and calculus class was never in my future. I don't think.
I don't see the astronauts getting
I
chicks
wasn't.
either.
I wasn't the best
Sure they
student,
do.
but yeah, we are celebrating the fact that Discovery is on its way to dock with the International Space Station.
How dare you know that? How dare
We
anyone
are
have
happy.
that information?
Just because I gave you the T-shirt doesn't mean I know what's going on with NASA.
We're excited that Discovery's up there right now.
You know
we
what
had
I say
we
to
had a
international-
successful launch. There's a little foam that might have hit the orbiter,
Oh,
but they think it's okay.
Really?
I think, yeah.
okay.
You know what I say to
I keep up
international?
with NASA.
Out of here. I'm USA all the way. And when it says international, I say, what do you got cooking? You
Well,
other
actually,
countries.
the new module that they're putting on, it was made in Japan. So
Well, it's going to break then. It's obviously not the
I
quality.
don't know, the Japanese, man. Are you kidding?
Toyota.
I got a Toyota Prius.
Don't
Oh!
let Toby Keith hear. That'll put a boot in your ass.
Toby Keith, who's that?
He's a country singer who loves America.
A true patriot.
You know what? if you're a patriot, go solar.
Is that what you have done?
That's
Have
what
you-
I think. No, I haven't. I haven't gone solar yet. But if you're a patriot, go buy a hybrid. That's what I think.
Well, the new iPods are supposedly going to be solar powered. Have you heard about this?
That's awesome.
And the iPhones, like they just put in a patent where you'll never have to plug in your iPhone ever again.
That's
Unless it's dark or you've been inside for any period of time. And then you would have to. But I'm guessing that if you were outside and quite an outdoorsman, that you would be able to, but then you'd never get a signal. So it's kind of a catch-22.
And what if you're in Alaska where it's like, isn't it dark for a long period of time? Or
Well, sometimes it's very light for a long period of time. So sometimes it would
so
be
your iPhone's going to kick
It
ass.
would be advantageous at sometimes, and sometimes it would be quite a detriment. We're talking to Richard Patrick from Filter, by the way. Anthems of the Damned is the name of the album.
for
They're-
the damned.
For the Damned and the Damned are a band that was around back in the day, and they are playing our fabulous River Rave today, and we are introducing them, and that's very exciting. Now,
So I think this is the first time. This was the gig that we played like 10 years ago, where I met Robert and Dean from STP.
Yeah, that was the year 2000, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys, and that's the first time you met them.
Yeah.
And did you decide to form a band then, or you
No.
just were like,
They were actually pretty shocked at me because I wasn't that healthy back then.
it's
And they
not
were like,
something they're
"Wow."
not used to.
Yeah.
they were
you know,
shocked, though, that
They
you
were shocked when they saw me. Like, holy cow!
because you
But
figured
they
they'd
were-
been around
Yeah.
some kind of improper behavior before.
some craziness. But yeah, no, I was pretty bad back then. So
As a matter of fact, there was a station that we worked for in a different place, and you guys had just jumped off of that tour because of you had gone to, was it into rehab?
yeah,
or?
in 2002 I went to rehab and changed my life, and I've been sober for 5 years now.
Is it tough being on the road? Everyone's
No,
drinking.
Not at all.
tough at all.
When I walked into rehab, I was 34, and I was just done. I was just totally done with it. I said to myself, I took a good look around, and I went, take a good look around, because this is the last time you're going to be a patient in rehab. This is the first and last time you're going to be a patient in rehab. And it's been 5 years, and I'm just lucky. I was talking to Dr. Drew about it, and he was just like, my challenge is to get people to the done part, because like most people die from alcoholism. I don't know if you know that, but they either end up dead or they, it's a really horrible, debilitating disease, and I wouldn't wish it upon anybody. It's the greatest achievement of my life.
Do you think Dr. Drew's? It's funny that you mentioned him. Do you feel that his motives are pure, for what he's doing?
I do believe that his motives are pure. I think that the greatest thing for me about recovery, real quick, and I don't want to bore everybody with my recovery thing, but the inspiration that I give other people that can just kind of see my story and see that I'm alive and I'm happy and things are good for me, and then to be kind of an inspiration for them to get sober, makes it all worth it. And I've had, like, you know, there's been a good like 3 or 4 people that I've kept track of, and they're all doing amazingly. There's this kid named Michael from Alabama who got 4 DUIs before his 17th birthday.
Jesus.
And he was headed down a track to nowhere, drinking by himself in his room a half a bottle of vodka every night. And
Wow.
he's only 17 years old. He is now celebrating his first year of sobriety. He graduated with honors and has a scholastic scholarship to the school of his choice because he's such a smart kid. So you can be a genius, apparently, and still be an alcoholic.
Oh, absolutely. I think
yeah.
that if you're a more of a man of letters, that there is a propensity towards that. I think that if your skills lay in not like in numbers, that if they lay in words, if you look at the great literary people of the past, that they had a propensity towards alcoholism. I think that the need to escape reality, when you look at reality probably a little more acutely than, that's a great way to put it, a little more acutely than others, is that need to escape is definitely there. I mean, think about it. I mean, think of the great writers of the 20th century and think of how many of them had alcohol problems. And you're going to see quite a few of them. So I'm not surprised at all. I think that more intelligent people do have problems than the other way around.
It's so it you know, going back to the end of it's just great to see the recovery happen to people, and kind of it's called the 12th step. It's like be an inspiration to other and be of service and be around for them, and you know, taking their calls and I don't know. It's the way I've been sober for 5 years, and it just means the world to me, and you know, it just makes me deal with life so much easier. It's awesome.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Really.
I appreciate it.
I mean, when we heard that you were going into rehab 5 years ago, all of your fans, I bet we were hoping it would last, you know?
Yeah, my family and friends were just like...
You were hoping rehab would last?
No, like the recovery.
The band
That's
rehab?
that's an awful thing to wish on
The
someone.
rock rap group from Atlanta, Georgia?
She calls herself
They have
a fan,
last.
too.
Hey, you know, we all have something in common. The 4 of us. We all became parents in the last year. In fact,
awesome.
Rich has a 3-month-old.
Yeah, 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah.
And so do you.
That's what's birthday?
February 2nd, actually. Well, I guess it's 4 months now, yeah.
She's February 23rd. So
Oh,
we're
nice.
3 weeks behind.
Isn't it amazing how little you care of them? How little they bring to the table. My wife had a kid last Friday, and I hold him, and he's looking blankly into the sky, and I think, wow, you suck. When do you start mowing the lawn? At what point do you make dinner, sir? At what point are you anything but a
crapping, crying.
Yeah, a drain of my money. At what point does that happen? And it hasn't happened yet, which is unfortunate.
Oh, man, that's funny.